You want to play spider tanks? Well, you definitely don't want to be this guy. You're in the right place. We got some of the top quality gamers and spider tanks to draft up the ultimate guide. With this being said, my name is Classic Crypto Gaming. All we ask from you is that you hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest and greatest in the crypto gaming sphere. We've covered Gala games for over a year, and I'm happy to announce that this is our first sponsored integration for Gala games, and thank goodness it's spider tanks because it's the game by far that we've played the most. Now let's get into it. The first question you're probably going to ask is, what is spider tanks? Well, I'm glad you asked. Spider tanks is a multiplayer online battle arena where you go ahead and go against 3 other tanks. Lucky for you, 2 of them happen to be your allies. You get to combat them in a flurry of different game modes. Team Deathmatch, Hold the Flag, Chicken Chaser, King of the Hill, Poultry Pusher, Kill Confirmed. Before we get into each of the game modes, however, I have to tell you what separates spider tanks from your traditional MOBA. Let's take League of Legends, the most popular MOBA, for example. You get into the game, you play the game, you're gated on the amount of champions that you can play unless you decide to spend money, and on top of this, once you play your over 6,000 hours of the game, you get absolutely nothing for the fruits of your labor. Well, on spider tanks, you're actually earning from the get-go. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, spider tanks employs the revolutionary blockchain gaming technology to bring you the ultimate gaming experience. It literally just means that you can sell stuff that you earn from the game. To be exact, you earn the Silk token from playing on the pilot program. Of course, you have to win, which is at least why I hope you're watching this video, or you just lost and teammates got angry, sent you this video so you don't make the same mistake again. Either way, you made it, and I'm happy you're here. Now, the biggest question of them all, how much are you earning? And the real answer to that is who cares? You're supposed to be playing this game because you enjoy it. That's the beauty of blockchain gaming. It just gives you the opportunity to just get something worth your time. Now that we've talked about how cool spider tanks is, let's go over the game modes and how to carry your teammates in them. Who better to explain this than 6 of the top players on spider tanks?
What's up guys, it's Meditated. I'm gonna give you guys 3 tips to win more team deathmatches. TDM is pretty straightforward. Whatever team gets the most eliminations wins. Tip number 1, Stoda. Stay together or die alone. Tip number 2, stay alive. I see way too many people rushing in and getting eliminated. It's more important to stay alive and hold a good position. Tip number 3, don't get tunnel vision. Pay attention to your surroundings. Hope these tips help, and I'll see you in the battlefield.
Kill Confirmed is kind of like Team Deathmatch, where you get a second chance. You're still trying to get kills as the primary focus, but when you die, you leave behind an egg that can still be picked up by the opposing team, giving them the point, or that egg can be picked up by your team after a short timer, which negates the death and the score stays the same. This makes the game mode really advantageous for tank builds and team configs that can stay alive and sustain while dealing a lot of damage. Heavy bodies like Titan and Tortoise do well in this mode, paired with weapons like rocket artillery, cannon, flamethrower, things that deal a lot of sudden damage. And repair artillery is just like a godsend in this mode, especially with Repair Zone. Because this is a game mode that's really one with special abilities. Repair Zone, things like Shield, Teleport, and Repulsor Zone that allow you to capture eggs before the other team can are the most powerful, and that's what's going to win you the most Kill Confirmed matches. Also, I don't know anyone who calls it Kill Confirmed. Everyone just calls it eggs. It's an egg match.
Yo, what's up guys? Alright, I'm gonna show you how to play Chicken Chaser, right? So in this game mode you have a barrel on the left side and one on the right side. And you have chickens spawning randomly in the map, so you're supposed to collect them and drop in either barrel, and then at the end of the game, whichever team has the highest score wins the game. So my strategy in this game mode is to split the game in 2 halves and then send one person to push on the opposite side. You always want to be unknown and make time for your team to drop, to collect on the opposite side and drop them as free as they can. Once in a while, they're also going to do the same strategy and push on the other side, so you're supposed to go back to your team and help them drop chickens, right? Ideally, you want to keep one side locked. Actually, they probably gonna fix this, but right now, you want the left side. Always the left side gets more chickens. It's a known fact in spider tanks. So maybe do that. And then, as you can see, we keep the same strategy. We divide it in 2 halves, and then we send one pushing, and then we have 2 other guys collecting chickens on the opposite half, and that's probably the best way to.
Hello GG's, I'm General Kaizen and I'll help you understand Hold the Flag mode in spider tanks. In Hold the Flag mode, the enemy team needs to have the flag either by picking it up from a map or stealing it from the enemy and hold it longer than the enemy. In spider tanks, the flag will spawn between the teams and flag needs to be picked. Tip 1. Don't go for the flag if the enemy team has huge DPS burst weapons. Instead, let them pick it up and focus on killing them one by one, prioritizing the flag carrier. Once you eliminate the flag carrier, steal the enemy flag just by walking over it and try to protect it. Important thing to mention is, the flag carrier will move slightly slower than its usually speed, so take that in consideration. Tip 2. Learn the maps. Know their strong points, weak points, and knowing that will make you easy victory points. Fun fact, Jack-o'-lantern counts as 2 tanks because it's broken, and good luck on proving grounds and enjoy the game.
Now, King of the Hill is one of the most exciting game modes on Spider Tanks. You hop on the rift against 3 other people, and there's a bit of a circle in the middle. Your goal is to capture the circle and hold it for as long as possible. Of course, longer than the enemy team as the clock winds down. If you wanted a pro tip from Classy Crypto, it's not about being the first one on King of the Hill. It's rather being the person that is the most calculated. If you're the person that heads to the actual circle first, just because you hop down there doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be capturing the circle, as when you're in the circle, you're typically really vulnerable. So make sure you take care of that and make sure that you're not that burden on your team.
Poultry Pusher is an objective-based game mode where each team must escort their respective robot chicken to the finish line. Each map has 2 sets of tracks, one for each robot to follow. For a robot to move, at least 1 player from each team must stand in their robot zone. Each robot has 4 different speeds. Speed 1 is achieved when 1 player enters the robot's zone. Speed 2 is achieved when 2 or more players are within the zone. Speed 0 is achieved when no players are within the zone, or if an opponent is within your zone. The final speed is during overtime and is achieved when no one is within the zone, and it automatically makes its way towards the finish line at about half speed. There's no need to have all 3 teammates within the zone since speed 2 is the fastest the robot can go. Typically your team will have 2 in the zone and 1 either trying to stand in the opponent's zone or trying to kill 2 opponents within their zone. Whichever robot chicken crosses the finish line first wins the match. Pro tip for Poultry Pusher. Have all 3 teammates ready when the 2 robots meet in the middle of the map. If you win this middle fight by killing all or most of the opposing team, it will be much easier to win the match.
Thanks, gents. Now that you know how to play the game, let's actually play it. Head over to the Gala Games Marketplace. Of course, if you want to support the channel, click the link in the description or in the pinned comment below. It's a pretty good thing to do, and not financial advice, but it's a pretty cool thing, not gonna lie. Create an account, install Spider Tanks, and enter the game. After that, if you're a free-to-play player, head to the garage, click on the pilot program on the top of your screen. Of course, it's the center top, and then you're gonna go ahead and begin the earning component. Cool thing for you is that Gala actually recently released an update where people on the pilot program are going to be making upwards of 30% more than they were making before. This means that now is the time to get into Spider Tanks. In the pilot program, you get a randomly selected tank from a person that decided to rent it out to you. And sometimes you can get really lucky and get ancient tanks, the rarest of them all, and earn metric tons of victory points. If you'd like to purchase your own tank and customize it, then head over to the Gala Games Marketplace or their secondary market over at OpenSea and do your due diligence there. In Spider Tanks, they have other earning components such as planetary nodes, maps, drop pods, and upgrades for Silk, but we're gonna go ahead and save that for another time. With this being said, I hope you now have everything you need to get started on Spider Tanks and experience the high-octane gameplay offered by Gala Games and Game Media. My name is Classy Crypto Gaming, and if you enjoyed this video, share it around. Until the next time, stay safe, stay classy, and that's all.